Hey there, and happy Monday. This could be the latest I've ever done my lives. I don't know. It's been a busy day here on the farm. It's been great to be a help of running all the seed out to the field, some food out to the field, and just keeping the guys going. Don't feel like I do that much, but the things I do, I know they appreciate. And so I would kind of get started and then need to stop, and then you know how that is. If you're a farm wife, you just don't know when you have maybe like a half an hour to do something like a Facebook Live. So here I am. I am kicking off tonight with card number 1 for Dawn Erlbeck's virtual stamp party. And I'm using that Attention Shoppers bundle. It's super cute, and I know it's one that many of you have said, oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that with that cute little grocery cart. So I'm excited to just do that right away as card number 1 for Dawn's virtual stamp party. So let me get the camera turned around here. For some, you might be like, oh, I'm in my jams, I'm in bed, you might miss this till tomorrow. Dawn is a night owl like I am, and so she might not even be ready to watch this because of her schedule too. And so yeah, Mondays are a good day for me always. I love Mondays, just digging into work and such. And so I am feeling like, oh, am I going to get this tackled yet tonight? So I'm glad to have it finished. And as far as like my idea and ready to present it for you. So let me grab the annual catalog here. Yeah, such a different look. Oh no, and I was gonna say just shut it to the page that it was on, but here it opens right up to page 65. So you can see Attention Shoppers has all these cute little images that are just adorable on their own, but they're so cute when you can put them in the shopping cart too, and how fun that we have dies. And I love that they made the shopping cart here in different colors. I'm going to make mine metallic because I'm excited about silver foil being available. So, so we've got that. So that is where that is listed there. Hi, Joyce. You're up still. Good, good. I never know who I'm going to catch at this late time of night, but I know I'm going to go strong for a bit yet too anyway. All right. So this card is one of those, like, I'm glad it's Monday, and I like to tackle a lot of stuff on Monday because as the week goes on, I might have went like, I'm not going to tackle this and make this as a card. And so I'm glad that I tackled it because there's a lot of like little bits and pieces to it. And I might actually make the card. I might move or scoot down the cart a little bit too when I make her card. Sometimes I'll make a card and I go, oh, you know what? I think I'd like it, but everything's been glued down and in place, and so it just doesn't work. So these are kind of the pieces that I'm using. I'm using that new Pretty in Pink, and only new if you haven't been with Stampin' Up! For years and years, because years ago Stampin' Up! Had Pretty in Pink, and so they brought that back. At first I thought, oh, that's a new Pretty in Pink, but no, it is a bring back Pretty in Pink, just using some basic black and white for sentiments, some silver foil, and then I'm going to use some fresh freesia, just kind of playing into the colors that I'm going to stamp on. And this is that, if you're not familiar with it, it's a carryover. There's just a few carryovers of Designer Series paper. This is the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 Designer Series paper. So so some of these sheets might look familiar to you here, and they've got all these fun celebratory themes on the back side too, which I was kind of looking for stars earlier in the day when I needed to put together some graduation cards, and so that's good for that. But that is a carryover, so this is still available. So I want to let you guys know that, and so that's where I'm going to be pulling this from. But otherwise, just pretty pink and black and white and that, and then I'm going to be filling in with some coloring of markers and different things too as I go along. Hi there, Julie. Good to see you on here, and Deb as well. Good, good, good. All right, and Pam too. I'm going to do a little coloring, Pam, not a lot. All right, so let me get started because this is a little bit of a putzier card. I'm just using my Pretty in Pink as the base of the card, and then what I did, usually I do, you know, that next quarter step down 4 by 5 1/4. This time I went a 1/2 inch, so I cut this Pretty in Pink pink layer 3.75 by 5, and I'm going to run that through with the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. And this is nothing new here. It's just one that I love a lot, and it kind of reminds me of like tissue paper in a gift bag, and that's one of the images that's going to be on the card. So I thought, well, this would make a good texture for that. So let me get my machine over here and get that big chunky plate number 1, and then the embossing folder with that, and then the specialty plate number 4 right on top there, and run that through. Yeah, just recently somebody on my team said this must be like my very favoriteest embossing folder, and I said yes, I agree, just because it goes with so much. It can look like frosting, it can look like drywall, or everything in between, right? Hi there, Jill. Thanks for joining in. All right, so now this is ready to go. So I'm just going to get my adhesive out and tape that down to my card base here. And something that I did last on my sample card as I was making it, don't we all agree, like if we were to redo a card, we'd do things a little different? You know, you kind of work away because you're just making the card. One of the last things I usually do is embellish it if I'm going to add ribbon, but with that, I'm going to put my ribbon down first, just because then I can kind of see the layout of where I can put my things and know where that's going to lay in the scheme of that. Okay, so watching with interest, as I'm just not sure about this set. That's what Jill says. Well, we'll see if I change your mind. So Jill has that comment. Jill and I were both in Houston, and we got to see, I thought it was a lovely presentation of this bundle, as well as the coordinating one with all the vegetables and such. And so I thought the presenter did a fantastic job of that. And so I thought it was cute to start with. And after that, I'm like, okay, now I want both bundles. You know how that goes, you guys. And so, and there we're off, right? I do want to talk about this Pretty in Pink ribbon. So all of the in colors, which Pretty in Pink is an in color, it's a returning color, and also an in color. They came out with coordinating ribbon, and one of my customers said, well, normally I don't get ribbons that are over like that 1/4 inch. And so in the back here, oh good, I am hitting like 100% here for just going right to the page where I need to be. So you see all of these new in colors here. Let me lay this flat kind of, and then does it show me the ribbon next to it? See, there's a new layout, so now I'm wondering where that ribbon might be with it. Oh, I didn't want to struggle, you guys, for looking. So see, it used to be, they're trying to cut down on catalog size, and I get that. So it's not like it's not in here, it's just in a different place than what we're used to. And I'm looking for that page with all the ribbons, and if not, I'm just going to talk about it without anything else. So where do we have ribbons, ribbons, ribbons? Oh my goodness, you guys. How many times have I looked through like back here and everything, and you guys are probably just like dying along with me to go, yeah, I just want to like speak it for you. Okay, adhesives, maybe I just need to keep going this way. Hi there, Diane. Here we go. We've got this page here. So page 112 and 113, we have got all of these cute ribbons, and they're all 3/8 inch. So you can see all the new in colors, Summer Splash, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, and all of those. So all those 5 new in colors, they are 3/8 inch. And for some reason, and people laugh at me when I say this, but so when I say 3/8 inch, some people say, yep, that's too big, and I used to say that's too wide for me when I see the 3/8 inch. But this does not seem like a thick 3/8 inch. Sometimes those ribbons just look huge for projects and stuff. And yes, it is a little thicker. And I will admit, and this is personal preference, I enjoy the ribbons that are like 1/4 inch or even the 1/8 inch, but especially the 1/4 inch. This doesn't feel too big. So I think I want to make up one of these cards and send to that gal just so she can see, my stamping friend, that, okay, maybe this doesn't look too bulky. And some people love the 3/4 inch or the 1 inch or the 1/2 inch. just as much, you know, too. So I think like it is everybody's personal preference like that too. And yes, and that's the thing, Pam, is it ties so well. That was my next thing, was not only does it not feel too wide, but the material of it just ties super well. It just kind of grips as it ties. It's not too slick. It's not too sticky. And I'm going to love working with this. And so glad that we have 6 colors, because we've got the 5 in colors plus that new basic beige in there. So I will just keep going with my card now that I'm off my soapbox about how much I love this ribbon, you guys. Okay, so now let's make the fun shopping cart. And let me show you, here's my stamp set. I had to think where the stamp set is. So you have the option of stamping out to the cart either the top or bottom pieces and all these different images and some fantastic sentiments. And then the matching dies. So that was Attention Shopper stamp set, and of course now they are naming the dies exactly the same, which is so helpful. So we've got Attention Shoppers dies, so we've got all the main like images as a cutout here with the dies. So I'm going to be using 2 of those, and then the shopping cart pieces here as well. So we've got that. Hi there, Kathy, good to see you on here. So I'm going to set that aside now. And what I'm going to do first is just take a piece of, let's see, I want to make sure that it's not my sentiment that I've pre-cut that size for. Okay, so I've got this piece of basic black. So I'm going to run that through my machine here. I'm going to switch out my, my cutting plates, because different ones for cutting versus embossing. I've got my magnetic one on there. You can see things like to spoot a little bit. So I've got this on here. Oops. And here is just a fun bottom part to the cart. So we've got the little wheels and then kind of the base of that. So that cuts out. I'm going to scrape that off. And that one's done, and then we go after the cart. And so now the fun thing is I have just I found a big sheet of the silver foil. So what I did is put our adhesive sheets on the back, so that as I make more cards for Dawn, people that are ordering through Dawn's Party, as a thank you, this whole back side now will be all adhesive sheets. So as I run this through, it'll make things really nice and easy. So I'm just going to run this through with that die. So you can go poke, 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 poke. And we've got all these little pieces, and that's going to go in the garbage unless you really can think of something. And you know somebody will. You know, we can joke about that, like who's going to hang on to all the little pieces, but somebody's going to come up with something super fantastic, and we'll go, oh, yeah, that is super fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out, and then because of the adhesive sheet on the back, usually there's a spot that I've kind of left blank, like an area that doesn't have the adhesive sheet on, so that I can kind of get underneath that with my Take Your Pick tool. This peels off, and now all of this is sticky. And you'll see once I start adding ingredients to the shopping cart that it's really nice that it is all adhesive on the back side like so. All right, and then next, so I'm just kind of building these pieces. That's why I've kind of stuck this to my glass mat. I love my glass mat for adhesive, things like that I can just set aside, knowing like I can just tap it on there and it pulls off so nice and easy. Now the things I'm going to put in the cart, I want to stamp those out right away so that I can cut those out, and then we can kind of be done with that. So I've got the cute little shopping basket with the tissue, or yeah, shopping bag with the tissues coming out. So that I'm going to stamp on that, if you're just joining in, the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 paper. So I've got that there, and then I'm going to stamp out another just top portion here of just that tissue paper on some bouquet of flowers here, and that's going to just stamp out on this scrap of white. I'm always so proud of myself when I see like a little piece here, scrap of paper, that's going to get used up and off my desk. Does everybody else do a little mini celebration when when you use up those little scraps? I sure do. Okay, so now we are ready to roll these through. So I'm going to take this here, and this one wanted to jump. It didn't seem to matter where I placed it on my magnetic sheet. It just wanted to jump. So ahead of time, I got out my washi tape. So I know a lot of you like tape down everything with washi tape. It's just so nice to have that handy. So I'm just going to run that through. And then we're going to take the same die here, and remember when we had this little piece, it's that same die, and all I want this time is the tissue paper top in Fresh Freesia. So kind of more of a solid piece here, like so. Okay, this one just, there we go. It is staying, so I think I might just leave it like that. I'm going to see if I can get this one to go on at the same time. If this one doesn't jump, we might be all set. And that one I think is actually going to stay put pretty easily. Sometimes I think I just get lucky because people ask, how do you get yours to stay so well? I think I do just get lucky. All right, so now we've got the fun bouquet of flowers here, and then we've got just that top part of the tissue paper. I'm going to set this aside, and I think we're all done with the die cutting. Okay, so before I do anything with the cart, I'm going to work on this shopping bag. So this is kind of like a little bit of a paper piecing technique. So I love that we've got the bag having a pattern on there. I just think that's super cute. And what I want to do then is have the tissue bag or the tissues in the bag be more solid, but still kind of follow through with that theme. So I'm just cutting with the scissor right along the handle here to get rid of the tissue paper that is that same color as the bag, and I'm just cutting that out. And then I'm actually going to just poke with my scissor, and I always think, oh, I hope this turns out okay on camera, because it's something that I easily can do when I don't have people watching, but you know, you guys are watching. And then I'm just going to cut out that inside piece here of the handle, and it looks ugly. I mean, it does, the stuff that comes out, but what's going to be just fine is when we get all of that out, it's going to make it look more realistic, more 3D. So I'm just going along that and cutting that out. Almost done here. Sometimes when I get to that very end, this isn't like super big, like it's almost hard for me to get my scissors in there. Okay, I think I got it. We'll see. Otherwise, sometimes I can just pull it with my nail. I'm going to take it off camera so I can get it closer to me. There we go. And pull it back. I was trying to keep on camera. There we go. Now we've got all of that cut out in between there as well. All right. Thank you, Kirsten. Hello. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is there's big polka dots here on the bag, and I want to put some little polka dots here on the tissue paper. So I started with just a regular Stampin' Write marker, but then I realized I wanted to do some coloring in with the blends anyway. So I think I'm just going to take the darker of my blends here with the bullet tip. I usually use that end anyway. And I'm just going to give some polka dots here and there on the tissue paper. Really no rhyme or reason as to where that's going to go or anything. And that just kind of adds to that same pattern to match the bag just by adding those polka dots on there. And then I'm going to flip over my gift bag here and just put some adhesive right along the top there. And then as I match up the handle here, then that tissue paper that's purple is now coming out of this gift bag. So it gives it the look of tissue paper versus being all one pattern. So that's very nice. And then I'm going to coordinate these flowers by just taking, normally I would get up close, but there's not a lot of coloring. I think you can follow along with this. Just going to get out my crumb cake and start with the darker here and just kind of trace that, and then at the upper and lower ends here, I'm just going to add some of the darker color more heavily there, and then down the middle here. And then in the lighter tone of the crumb cake, I'm just going to color that over top and fill in. So it kind of looks like the brown paper bag flower bouquets that you see. And then in between the flowers here, there's white spot, and I don't want that to look like flowers, so that is going to get colored in with the light crumb cake color too. So we have that look right there. And for the flowers now, what I'm going to do is start with that dark fresh freesia, and I'm just going to kind of dot along the bottoms of most of these flowers here, kind of covering just like the bottoms of a couple petals, just to give some color differential as we go along. I was going to be like really exact and do maybe like half pink, half purple flowers, like every other flower be pink, every other flower be purple. And I'm like, no, I kind of like this two-tone within each flower type look. So I'm going to kind of color over what I've colored too, just to kind of make it blend a little bit too. Now these are the colors, once again, that are going to kind of coordinate with that gift bag. Like I said, kind of a putsy little card here. Okay, so now we've got that. And these are going to go into the shopping cart here. That's going to be, like I said, I've already done one, my sample here for those of you just joining, but I think I want to bring down the cart just a little bit. And to help with that, I think, I'm trying to think if I want to start with my greeting, but I actually think I do want to just do my shopping cart by putting that down a little bit. So like I said, this is all sticky from the adhesive sheet, and then I do want to pop this up. So what I did is just took my dimensional sheet here and just cut just the skinniest little tiny trim off of that. I mean, this is skinny on the side to start with, but I'm just going to cut that off. And then this is going to be popped up, but it's going to be underneath just that black piece here. So we have that scooting along like so. And now that's going to go down here. I just want to give that a little bit of a tuck. Okay. And then that's going to, I'm going to put this on so that these, where it starts to curve, that's where the cart's going to go. And you'll be like, well, you see the ugly black things showing, but you're not, because I'm going to put my merchandise in here like so. And that's going to kind of go in between that black and the shopping cart. And it's so nice because the whole shopping cart silver piece is, oh, you guys, I forgot one important step. I wanted to pop these up, and now this is coming apart. Okay, I want to pop these up. So the reason that works so well is that my shopping cart's sticky, so it's going to hold kind of all these items that are going in the cart. It's going to hold that in place. Almost forgot about this. Because the black piece is popped up at the bottom of my cart, I want this to be popped up as well. Okay, like I said, definitely putsy, but so fun, just so cute. Kind of reminds me of when I used to play for hours and hours and hours with my Barbies, like probably before I was like, or probably older than I should have been, right? Okay, and then I'm just gonna add my flower bouquet here, and I don't want it hanging out too much that way, because then it'll, like, it needs to be contained in my cart to pull off the look as well, but I also want it to cover up that little black piece there. So we've got the flowers and the bag there in the shopping cart, and now we can work on the sentiment. So that's going to be easy. So I cut a piece of basic white 1 1/4 by 1.75. And let me just double check that. Yep, 1 1/4 by 2, excuse me, 1 1/4 by 2. And then in that same Attention Shoppers bundle, there is the Treat Yourself. So I'm going to just ink that out in the pretty and pink like so. And how fun would this be, the Treat Yourself, to use that for like gifting gift cards or something like that, and making a gift card holder or something, even like a bag or a 3D project like that. That would be so fun. So I'm just going to back that then with some basic black cardstock. So that'll be 1.5 by 2.25 for that measurement. And then just more dimensionals here. I'll pull those off, and then this is ready to go. And then that's going to still have plenty of room up at the top. Treat Yourself with the shopping cart. And then, of course, I want to add a few embellishments, and Stampin' Up! Just came out with the 2024 through 2026 in color resin dots. So these are all those new in colors, and yes, they are out of stock currently, but they are expected back this week. So I thought, you know what, I should be able to use this and it'll be okay. So I'm just going to use the pretty in pink. I'm going to use one of the larger ones there, and then one of the smaller ones there, just a couple of them to offset there. So we've got that, and I'm going to turn this into a birthday card. So for the inside, there is the happy birthday sentiment. So I'm just going to ink that up in Memento black ink. And then I'm going to come back with that little floral bouquet here. And I'm just going to ink that up in black. I'm not going to color this in because it's just going to be kind of that subtle next image look for the inside of the card. For those of you that love to color, you'll be like, shame, shame, I'm going to color mine, that's for sure, and that's totally fine too. But I kind of like the look of just it being a little bit more subtle on the inside with the flowers there. So Treat Yourself, and then a fun little birthday greeting in the inside. So there you have that. So thanks everybody for joining in. So you can see Dawn's host code there. This is an S. It's not a 5, and my marker kind of like stuck as I was writing, and I'm like, okay, that's an S, but I will be taking, thanks Kirsten, I will be taking a screenshot too of just like the still shot of the card, and then that will have the recipe with all the ingredients of everything that I used to make the card, and then it will also have the reference code for Dawn's special host code. So how you can get the 3 cards I'm going to make this week for Dawn's virtual party is just place a minimum $30 order towards her party. If you want me to order that for you, if you need help with that, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you with that. But just if you're ordering on your own, make sure that you put her special host code in the carts and click apply, and then that will let me know that it's going towards her party. Your order ships directly to you. I let Dawn know, hey, such and such has ordered, and then you'll get the 3 cards that I'm making this week sent out from me as a thank you for her and I. So thank you, Jean. Yeah, like I said, kind of putsy, but just kind of fun. I can't wait to do more things because most of us crafters are women, and most of us love to shop. So just kind of a fun bundle that I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of. And I actually like to grocery shop, not as much with the grocery prices, but I still like to grocery shop even. And so I'm going to be using this with a lot of that fresh produce when that order arrives, I think tomorrow. So take care, you guys. See you tomorrow with card number 2. Bye-bye.